My bad habits and mindset caused me illness for so many years. And today I want to talk about those two things which caused me illnesses for years, and maybe you can relate or try to understand yourself better. So welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Grace Ruth. I am so happy to have you back. Welcome. And please subscribe, like, comment, and share. And let's start. So one thing that caused me a lot of agony for years, it was my mindset. And basically it's the law of attraction. I manifested tummy issues since I was a little girl, and it's simply because I didn't like school so much. So constantly I was manifesting tummy issues just so that I can just stay away from school. I did not realize that until recently. I was listening to this audiobook called The Mountain Is You, and that's when I had a small story about Carl Jung, who manifested some disease when he was young as well. And actually, that got me into awakening of my own real issue, which I was battling for, in a lot of agony recently. But I now got have it in control. So when I was young, I used to, not like so much to be controlled in school and dealing with people, and having these rules to follow. Oh my god, they were driving me nuts. And constantly being afraid of teachers, how they're going to react. Are you going to pass the exam? Are you going? But regardless, I was just still okay at school. I was just doing good, but my way of staying away from school for so long, it was causing my grades to go down, which it didn't bother me so much. So that was just my way. And I'm not discouraging anyone. You can do your studies further or do whatever you want. Just succeed in that career if you want to. Personally, it wasn't for me. So I manifested the tummy issues since then. And for many years I was just back and forth, feeling ill, getting it into control, just sleeping, just naturally going away. So I wasn't in really any medication, but I remember most of the time that I was in the hospital, it was because my issue had started from the tummy. And it took me years to realize that. And recently, for the past few years, since 2020, I was in really bad shape health wise, and especially my tummy. I was having weight that is fluctuating, and I was in pain all the time. I was on these high dosage of medications, and I could not understand the root of this problem. And it was actually not something foreign that was bothering me. It was my own bacteria. It was my own uh, floral imbalanced. So I did not understand that since this thing, it's my own body eating my own body. It's my own bacteria going out of balance and causing me a lot of pain. I did not understand that I manifested this, and I've been keeping that mindset up there, and it has been manifesting even stronger and in an uglier way. So recently, after struggling for so long, I got into some probiotics, which have really helped. And at some point, got really bad. I couldn't work out because I was containing fat around my tummy area, which was because of the imbalance of the stomach flora. And it was causing me a lot of pain and uncomfortability because I love working out, I love being fit, and everybody was asking, Grace, what happened? You've grown, you've added a lot of weight. It was bothering me, really. And personally, when I'm sick, I really gain a lot of weight. But when I'm in in good health and happy, I just shed off the weight, and I'm just glowing and looking good and feeling good. So most of the time I was sick, and people were thinking, oh, you're living a great life. In Africa, people think that when you're in a good state of finances, mentally, lifestyle wise, that you add weight. But for me, it's vice versa. I used to tell people, when I'm sick, if you see me fat, then I'm sick. If you see me shredded, then I'm at peace. I am not sick at all, at all. I am okay. So people could not understand that, because for so many people it's vice versa. And for me, so I had to figure out what this issue is. But um fortunately, I started medication, probiotics. It's doing me great. I am feeling healthy again. I'm feeling great. And I discovered my own issue recently, after I got into the to probiotics, and feeling healthy. And that's when I was listening to that book and understood, wow, so I caused my own problem. And actually, again, something that got me really asking my higher self, or my inner self, what's wrong with me, really? I went to visit my grandma. She's not feeling well. And she asked me, you know what? You've struggled with tummy issues for quite some time. What is wrong? And I didn't have an answer, because it's a tale of stories. Oh, I got bacteria imbalance. I was taking this medication, then the side effect of the medication caused this. So it was story after another. Either my body lost the balance, or the medication caused even more damage. So I wasn't really sure. So when she asked me whether what the issue was, I couldn't explain to her in a very simple manner. And that really got deep into me, and that's when I started questioning myself. So could it be that I manifested this disease, or this imbalance, every now and then, since I was a kid? Because that's when I started. So I had to dig back into my past memory and realize what I was going through at school. And that's when I realized, well, I think I manifested this disease. And when I actually uh figured that out, it's when I got the relief, and I felt like I know the answer now. Because law of attraction, it works for good and for the bad. If you focus on, if you manifest bad things, I mean, if you just want an excuse. For personally, I was looking for an excuse to be out of school. So the disease was the perfect excuse to be out of school. So I was manifesting that. I attracted that. you know it's If you want something, just be careful what you wish for, because it might come with repercussions that you might not like. It might come in a way that you don't like. I remember I was reading this story about it was actually a book. It was in a book somewhere. I don't quite remember which book it was, but a certain woman was manifesting money, a bunch of money, and I think her precise amount was 5 million. And she was just going about her day, and suddenly she was she was hit by someone, you know, with a car. That really caused her pain, and with broken limbs. And he was paid the 5 million that she really wanted. So yes, she manifested the money, but she was not ready to receive the money in a good, conducive, and I mean, in a very good environment. So you just manifest something, and you don't understand how it's going to come about in your life, and it uses every way possible, because your mind is so powerful. And if you're not very sure of the condition or environment that you want to receive something in, then you might receive something in a very, she got the 5 million, but maybe on a wheelchair, or just crippled. So it's so sad. And personally, that's what I was going through. I was manifesting to stay away from school, yet I didn't realize I was causing diseases and causing imbalances just to stay out of school. And right now that I am aware, and I've awakened to that truth about myself, Now I just have to reprogram my mind and just, just remove that barrier, recreate my subconscious mind, because that's a belief that I subconsciously attracted or just manifested. I just have to change that, which I've been working on, by the way. And actually, the whole tummy issues was causing me issues, causing me hormonal issues, breakout every now and then on my body, my face. And you know, women around here know how it feels or how it works when you have hormonal imbalance. So all those issues are being caused by something that I manifested when I was very little. I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't know that wanting this could come with something else, something that I would not like. So the next thing that I had negative in my life that was causing me illness was my bad habit. So since I was young, I used to work as a hairdresser, and most of the time you're just standing behind your client doing their hair for sometimes hours, and maybe they are on their timeline. They just want to get done really quickly. So I used to have this mentality of holding pee. Like, I don't want to go pee because it's gonna cost me time. So subconsciously I would just hold my bladder and just make it just, recycle the toxins, which was causing me a lot of issues. I was constantly having UTIs. Obviously they're not sexually transmitted, but it was me who was causing that. So I did not understand until recently, not quite recently, it's few months ago, when I was getting out of medication, and again after a few months I would just get back. And I asked my doctor what the issue was, and he couldn't explain. Just told me maybe your cells are just prone to be attacked by the UTI bacterias. And I could not understand, and I knew that I have the power to heal myself. I can just understand what is happening to me, since the doctor can't tell me, can't explain it. No, he's trying to just make it like it's just a part of me. It's my cells issues, since I've done everything right, drinking a lot of water. But one thing I wasn't aware of is how much I hold pee. I could drink liters of water per day and just pee for few times, which is absurd. And when, after asking myself, my higher self, what's wrong with me, because I really needed the answer and I really needed to cure this issue because it is so painful and it's uncomfortable when you're peeing. That's when I realized I've actually never felt my body to a point of my urethra, the outlet of the pee. That's when I realized, wait, why haven't I ever felt that part of my body? Because it's my body. I've never paid attention. I've never, you know, driven my energy towards that point of my body. That means I've neglected it for years, and I was only using it when it is really, really necessary. And that was why it was causing me a lot of pain. And that's why it was complaining, because it was not being cared for. It was not being used the way it's supposed to be used. And that's when I realized, you know what? I think I'm just going to. So for weeks, I think it was around 3 weeks or something. Yeah, I think, yeah, more than 3 weeks. I was just paying attention to my urethra the whole time. I was just feeling it. I was visualizing it, just doing my normal day activities. And whenever I would feel like I need to go and use the washroom, I would just go immediately, no matter how many times it is during the day. Like, I was paying too much attention now. That was now driving my energy towards my a certain part of my body. Basically, where your focus go is where your energy flows. So I was focusing there to bring all the energy there, and to cause the healing, because that actually caused my own healing. Without going to the doctor, I actually went later on telling him how it was my own bad habit that was causing me UTI every now and then. And then again, taking all those antibiotics every now and then, it was causing my tummy issues. So it is trouble after another, trouble on top of the other. It wasn't healthy at all. So I just want to tell you that your habits, some of your habits, would be causing you a lot of health issues. Something that is not supposed to be a big deal, it's becoming a major deal because you're not paying attention to your own body, you're not listening to what your body needs. Sometimes it's about nourishment. You're not nourishing your body, you're not eating the right food, you're not eating fruits or veggies or drinking enough water. I saw this trending, not really, it was just a reel, and it was about a kid who's been forced by the mom to drink water every now and then to just avoid the sugary things, the juices and the sodas. And going through the comments, I love the comments because you get to see other people's stories and understand people on a deeper level. I saw someone saying that they've never taken a glass of water for 15 years. I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. How do you even survive without drinking water, just drinking tea, coffees, juice? I just would literally die. Personally, I sweat a lot, so I waste a lot of fluids through my skin. So I have to be hydrated all the time. I drink water all the time. So that really got me shocked. And that's when I realized so many people just go to the doctor thinking, oh, I have this terminal issue, I have this never healing disease, what's wrong with me? And the doctors have tried everything possible. Yet, what they don't question you is, what are your habits around this area? Do you know this can cause this? Like personally, about the UTI thing, when I told my doctor that it was my own habit, bad habits of holding pee and getting it recycled by my kidneys, which is very very unhealthy because the toxins could just drive through my bloodstream and cause me major issues in future. When I told him that, it's when he started telling me, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I would have asked you that. But just seeing people walking around, you would never know that they hold these very, very bad behaviors or habits. And the only thing to do is just to pay attention, ask yourself questions. Your subconscious knows everything. Your inner God knows everything that is bothering you. So just ask yourself questions. You will get answers, and the answers will be carrying your own cure to whatever issue that you have. Because so many things that we deal with, we are not supposed to be going to the doctor asking them questions. They will just treat you based on medicine, on the rules of medicine. They don't have to ask you whether you've been doing this or doing that. Sometimes even restrict you from eating some foods which they're supposed to nourish your body. So when you're less, you have vitamin deficiency, it might cause you a lot of issues again. So please, don't be like me. Don't destroy your own life with your own mindset and your own bad habits. Just learn from me because I don't want you guys to go through the same shit. And I tell you, I've gone through so many issues, and I just want you to learn from me. You can either learn from your own mistakes or learn from other people's mistakes. So, this is just my story, and I hope you got to learn something. And I hope you will start paying attention to something that have been bothering you, and maybe you might get the answer, and the answer will be you. In most cases, we are the problem and we are the cure to our problems. We are our own issues and we are the solution to our own issues. So that's all I have to say for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a long one, but I certainly shared my story and it will help you. So bye bye, and I love you. Take care.